What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Westies Angling. You're joining us back for part 2 of the 48-hour session at Woodlands Park and Lakes Thirsk. You're joining me and Rob Fuller, and today we're going to be talking you through some rigs, some tactics for targeting this fishery in hot weather, or any fishery in hot weather as a matter of fact, where you're not allowed to surface fish. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So what are the tactics, pal? What do you think that we're going to do?
I think we'll have a little crack with the zig on.
Yep.
I think we'll fish the morning out, but then when the sun gets up and we can see him cruising on the top, that's when we're going to just pop a zig out. I think we've still got chances of morning bite. It's still quite early, it's 8 o'clock, so there's plenty of time yet. So yesterday somebody got sturgeon at like 10:30.
Yep.
So after that, when the sun gets up, it clears up and then we see all the fish cruising again. Get a zig, just under depth.
Like Rob just said, zigs, probably about 6" under the water surface, so any cruising carp going past, they'll just hoover that up. That's the hope anyway. Obviously we'll glug the zig form, or we'll use bright flavourful pop-ups just to give us our best chance of a take there. And I think the other rod I'm going to keep on a solid PVA bag, just in case we get a daytime bite from one of these big chunky sturgeon down the margin here. So if you haven't watched the first part of this video, I really recommend you doing that first. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner to it. You can head over there and you can see an absolutely amazing capture. Rob had his first sturgeon, which is the main reason that we've come to this particular fishery, and what a fish it was. So I won't say any more about it, but head over to that video, give it a watch first before you take a look at part 2 here. Our rods are already out, which I'll show you in a second, but when we do reel them in, I'll talk you through some of the rigs and some of the stuff that we're doing. You ready for another productive day?
Yeah.
You do it again, two times in a row?
Getting far too warm during the day.
Oh, it's
and then
boiling
just about
yesterday.
Cooling down, then ripping a big sturgeon in, but this time I'll help you in it.
Cheers, mate.
I hope it's on your
hopefully
rod.
it's me,
Yeah.
I need one of them. I need one of them.
I'd love to see you with a big sturgeon from here. Yeah. Definitely.
Needs to happen. Anything. Any kind of sturgeon. Doesn't have to be the big one. I'll take anything at this point. Let's get into it. These are going to be good. These are looking absolutely beaut. Caramelised, I'd call them, not burnt. The heat has started.
It already feels hotter than it did at 3 o'clock yesterday.
I'll be honest with you, I am not very hopeful for daytime bites today.
No, it's about 11 o'clock and it's absolutely scorching already. I
Probably
put a zig out.
23-ish already, easy. No, it feels hotter, but because there's absolutely no breeze whatsoever. So let's put the old sun cream on. Bit of a midday update for everybody.
It's still warm.
It's still warm. The carp aren't feeding, definitely not. I don't think there's been a carp out for the last 2 days, has there?
No, not
anywhere.
Not what I've heard.
So
I think I were all in one to catch it the last day anyway, and then a few missed runs I think off some younger lads, but no else.
And I think that could have been the sturgeon moving around the swims.
Yeah, we've had some savage liners where it's like bobbing shot right up, and drop back down again, or just slowly tick 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 up and drop back down. But I think it's just line getting caught on its tail.
The lakes have been full, like full on full. 2 lines in the water around every single peg, and I think, to be fair mate, only 2 fish have come out, that sturgeon over there and the one that you had last night. That's it. So we've been not very lucky, because I imagine that there's some level of skill involved in it, but it's been definitely tough fishing. I don't think we'll get a carp. I don't think we'll get a carp.
To be honest.
They're just not interested in feeding. They're not interested in zigs. And like I said to you, even the lads tried them on bread and they weren't coming up for bread. And if a carp is not coming up for bread, they just ain't feeding. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the long and short of it. But we'll keep you updated throughout the day. Hopefully get a couple of nighttime bites and keep going for the sturgeon, because it looks like they are still feeding, thank God. So let's keep going.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hi buddy, you alright?
Are you?
Yeah, good.
Just Environment Agency. Can I have your... Oh, right.
Saw you on the other
Thank you.
end. First time in my life I've been checked.
Always first time.
15 years.
What's your name and number?
No. Robert, your date of birth, Robert?
86.
6.
I've been checked like 4 times
Can't believe it.
in 2 years.
Yeah, all good. Cruise out 6th of August.
Yeah, I'm getting it done. Don't worry.
Where you been checked?
Manor Carp in towards Malton.
Yeah.
Dirk Lakeside, near Driffield.
By him, by any chance?
Oh, is it Big Lad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes there.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty new. I've only been a year, so.
Yeah, it was him actually. They were telling us how about it copped a load of people in the right buzzing about it.
Yeah, he's a top bloke.
Yeah. Nice
See you later. Well, there you go, folks. We've just had our licenses checked. That is the first time in probably, how long have I been fishing? God, 16 years of fishing that I've ever been checked.
I'm going to say 40.
Cheeky mother. Just a little polite warning to everybody who is potentially new to fishing: make sure you've got a rod license, because you never know when you're going to get checked, folks. And it's a hefty fine. It can be up to £1,000.
It's 2.5.
One of the young lads who's fishing next to us, he's just been hit with a citation.
He literally read him his rights.
Yeah, he did.
Put it there
he
and
did.
there on the peg.
No getting out of that one.
Yeah, so it might be an expensive fishery at 30 quid a pop for a night. It's just costing about a lot more money now.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you've got a rod license, folks. A warning to you from Westies Angling.
Yep.
Not that we think we're going to get anything on the zig today. Just break it open for me, Rob. Rob was nice enough to gift me with one of these because he's picked up a couple. What are they called, mate?
A Ziggo by Ridge Monkey.
So they're really cool. It's an adjustable zig kit, just like the Corda one that we showed you before.
But this one doesn't tangle.
But this one doesn't tangle up. They're a bloody nightmare for tangling, them Corda ones. If you look at this, so that's how your lead sits on the bottom.
That's your adjustable.
That's your so you've got a metal firm boom section there. But what this does is it'll actually allow you to clip that magnetically to your line, cast that out, and when that hits the water, that bubble, it breaks off and your zig will come upwards. You can see that, allowing it to just be free and not tangle.
And you can just adjust it how you
Absolutely brilliant design. Ridge Monkey Ziggo, that's what it's called. I'll show you what happens when you cast out.
Got it all set up ready for my cast. There's a little groove in the corner of that, so everything sits nice and flush down there. Main line goes through onto the swivel, like a double swivel, so it's anti-tangle. Just popped a little bit of foam on the zig just for a visual aid and to help it not tangle even more.
Yep. Why don't you try and get it as close to that bay as you can? Here we go. The pub chuck of the century.
Yeah, you've got to try and stop it before though, like you're be it in a clip. So we'll just give it a little bit of a...
And as soon as that hits the water, it breaks apart. And there you go. Can you see his rig popped up there? And the bubble float. So you know that it's broken off from the lead, because that lead's mega heavy. And then you wind in, and there you go. So that's the bubble float under the water. And there you go, that's a rig under the water. You can keep it there, mate. And what will happen is that foam will dissolve off. It's PVA. And his rig will be presented absolutely perfectly there, about 6 inch under the water. Nice and easy. So because it's really overcast, mild, and there's a slight breeze has picked up, and because we're not getting anything on the zigs, we're thinking, let's just set up for the sturgeon. Let's make a runway down here. So we'll probably have a rig. We're going to fish about a rod length out. 1, 2, 3, 4. One down the margin down here. Rigs. And that's a runway up and down here that is going to catch the sturgeon and keep them in this. So at least one of us, maybe, just maybe, with a bit of luck, will get one tonight or late afternoon. The middle of the island.
Ah, this one here. Ah, there we go. That's where it's aiming for. No, that's an easy cast, that, steady away. Bosh. That's money, is that, mate? Absolute money. You're about a foot off the reeds. Well done. If that screams off, that'll be an absolute belter. Hold on.
As we presume we would be, we've been unsuccessful through the day. So it's getting to the time now, about 4:30. Weather's actually started to dim up a bit. It's quite a bit of cloud cover, and I think we're due for a tiny bit of a spot of rain, which is a good sign. We need something like that just to cool it off and potentially bring the carp on the feed. Because obviously they've not been on the feed for 2 days now. So I'm thinking within the next half an hour I'm going to get my rigs in place for the night. I've got 2 PVA bags tied up, ready to go. So they're ready to go. I'll just swap them onto my rods loop to loop. I'm going to go one out from this tree here, one straight out from me, and hopefully fish it on the bottom of this shelf in the deeper water and pick up a sturgeon, or maybe the carp will come on the feed and we'll have a couple of carp through the night. Who knows? Got to be in it to win it. Let's see. So I want to be just out from them trees. That'll do us, I think. That's off that marginal shelf.
I might want to take the front too, because I don't think that can hold them all.
Yeah, mate. No. Over the back, over the back, over the
Yeah,
back.
just put the rest of the bag in. Right, you were looking exactly where you put it.
I wasn't looking. I want it to go where I need it to go. A fellow walking around told me that the biggest sturgeon in here, which was introduced about 2 weeks ago, hasn't even been caught yet. And I think that's a really big chunky diamondback sturgeon, so it'd be so exciting if we catch that. What are we seeing on the lake at the minute, Rob?
Well, as soon as the temperature's dropped a little bit, the wind's picked up, and we're seeing different types of crashing. Like, they looked a bit sluggish earlier today, just on the top cruising, not interested in anything. Like, no bait we could throw at them, like no zigs or anything. And now it's just dropped the temperature a little bit. You've just seen them act a little bit differently, like they're just slight subtle shows, and they're speeding up in like the way they're swimming.
They're speeding up, they're cruising around everywhere really quick. It's as if the fish are getting really excited because like the temperature's changing, the pressure's changing, and they know that it's cooling down a little bit, and they're getting more active, and they'll probably come on the feed. Now it's just whether that'll be tonight or whether that'll be tomorrow. That's the only question that I've got. But they're cruising around really quick now, which is more of a... It's a completely different type of activity. They moved away from the bay, as far as I can see. They're not up in the water anymore. So yeah, just it's all good signs. It's all good signs. We've had a tiny bit of rain. Everything's still quiet on the bite front. It's just going dusk now. Me and Rob are absolutely knackered. So we've decided to have a bit of a lie down, bit of a nap, and wait for a potential bite. So, as I keep saying, we'll see what happens. The rigs are set. There's nothing else to do. They're in the right places, confident about that. So, it's just waiting for a sturgeon to come along. I don't think the carp are feeding at all. So, see what happens. Well, a very uneventful night, folks. Just waking up now. It's about 6:30. Slept right through, other than that one run that we had. There was obviously something moving through, maybe feeding on the pellets or whatever, and it's just caught the line. Nothing else other than that. Not even a bleep. No bleeps on Rob's rod either. I put another solid bag out straight away on the same spot. But yeah, nothing. I think the lad opposite us in this swim over there, he had a really small carp, like really small. I could just about see it, and it was just like, it was a little past. It was tiny. I bet it wasn't even £5. So I bet he was frustrated with that. But we've got to pack up at about 10:30. I'll get a coffee on now and have a brew. Start packing down slowly, and me and Rob will do a little bit of an outro for you. Well, mate, we're coming up to the end of our session and part 2 of this video. What are your thoughts on this session?
It's been pretty warm.
Yeah, it's been warm.
It's been tough fishing. I just don't think the carp have been on feed, to be fair, with the heat.
I actually think that they are feeding this morning, but they're certainly feeding round the bay. I've just taken some of my tackle back to the car. I think it's been very, very low oxygen levels. Just me, if it was my fishery, I would 100% have been running aerator for the last couple of days. But I would say there's definitely been low oxygen levels, which has affected us this last couple of days, and there's been no carp out anywhere other than a tiny little pasty that the lad across from us had last night during the night. I saw him land it, and I saw him put it back, and he didn't even bother with taking a picture of it or anything like that. It was that small. It could have even been a silverfish, but I doubt it. I would have thought it'd be a really small carp.
Yeah.
We've still got chance of maybe picking one up here. There's blowing on my spot on the left, but again, could be a little carp. Who knows?
Might save the blank for you though.
May save the blank. All I can say is I am happy that we've come. Rob's had his first sturgeon, which was the main goal for this video.
And what a fish it was.
And
Absolutely
what a fish
amazed.
it was.
Yeah.
Literal fish of a lifetime, that, folks. Absolute ginormous sturgeon. 36 pounds. Cracking fish.
Yeah. Siberian. We looked at what species it were after.
Yeah.
Siberian sturgeon. Fought like a freight train.
If you're after a sturgeon, folks, this is definitely the place. I'm sure that there'd be more choice venues out there for the carp, but if you want sturgeon, there's not many places like this. So
in the north, anyway.
North. If anybody knows of any sturgeon fisheries, by the way, please message me on the Westies Angling Instagram or Facebook page if you don't want to post it, or just link it in the comments for us, and we'll check some of those fisheries out, because I wouldn't mind getting another one on the bank. I have caught sturgeon before, but I've not had one for a couple of years. So
what size were yours?
Just under 20.
Yeah.
I think it was just under 20. Oh my god, rubbing it in now. Well, folks, I think we're going to call it a day there. So I just want to say thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next Westies Angling. Me and Rob will sort another trip out in a month or so, and maybe even go back to Cudmore.
I think it's on the cards, yeah. I do love Cudmore. It's a good fishery, it's well run.
Yeah.
There's some stonking fish in there. But yeah, just thanks for me. Thanks for following and subscribing. It's always a pleasure to come and do these sessions with Westy. We always have a good laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep watching. Thanks a lot.
And I hope it was enjoyable seeing that giant sturgeon being caught.
Yeah.
So,
see the shock in my eyes. Oh.
This last 24-hour video might not be the best I've watched, but the first one would be. Yeah. All right, folks, we'll see you next time.